Shabbat Shalom. It is nice to have you all with us. Welcome to a Friday night here at Park Avenue Synagogue. To everyone who is joining us in person, welcome. It is great to see you. To everyone who is joining us via our live stream, it is so good to have you with us as well. We are davening, just as an announcement, from our Siddur Lev Shalem. If you don't have a copy, one is available on the website. You can download one and follow along with us. So earlier today, in a world of firsts, there was an amazing first that both Cantor Davis and I got to engage in here at Park Avenue Synagogue. We have an amazing ECC, Early Childhood Education. ECC? No. I'm trying, our B'nai Mitzvah. Jordan, were you at the ECC here? No, you're like, I don't know. I don't remember. That's awesome. So do you remember, what was your favorite part of the ECC, the Early Childhood Center, when you were here at Park Avenue? I'm going to tell you what it was. It was when the rabbis would come in on Friday mornings and sing Shabbat blessings and Shabbat songs and tell stories, right? That was your favorite? Yes. All right. Well done. That's the best. And we, Cantor Davis and I, got to go into classrooms for the first time in like 2 years to sing Shabbat songs with all of the kids. And it was an incredible reminder of both the passage of time as these kids are growing and who were born during the pandemic and are now in our schools. And it was also a tremendous reminder of how similar and how things stay the same, because thank God there are still kids singing Bim Bam. Jordan, even though you are all grown up, Bim Bam is still happening in the Red Room. Thank heaven. Jordan, Mazal Tov. We are so excited to celebrate with you for your bar mitzvah this Shabbat. Brody, even though you didn't go to the ECC, still Mazel Tov to you and to your family as we celebrate your bar mitzvah this Shabbat. We cannot wait. So we're actually going to invite the two of you up right now. If you are following along, we're going to turn to page 4 and invite everyone to rise as we invite Jordan and Brody and their parents to the middle here to light the Shabbat candles. We're on page 4.
Shachar el 11. Lechu neranen al Adonai, naria letzur ishenu. Nekad ma'afanav v'tolav yisrael. Arbaim shana kut bedor, v'meram toel levavem, v'em lo yedu derachai, asher nishpati ve'api, im yevun el menuchati. We turn to page 13, Shiru l'Adonai, sing to Adonai a new song. Shiru l'Adonai, shir chadash, shiru l'Adonai, kol haaretz, shiru l'Adonai, baruchu shemo, masru miyom liyom yeshuato. Shiru l'Adonai, shir chadash, shiru l'Adonai, kol haaretz, shiru l'Adonai, baruchu shemo, masru miyom liyom yeshuato. Sapru v'goyim kevodo, v'chol ha'amim nifleotav, ki gadol Adonai u'mulal me'od, nora'u al kol Elohim. Shiru l'Adonai shir chadash, shiru l'Adonai kol ha'aretz, shiru l'Adonai baruchu shemo, masru miyom liyom yeshuato. We turn to page 20 at the bottom of the page, Romemu. Please rise if you are able. We turn to page 21, Mizmor LeDavid.
seated. Shabbat Shalom. Okay, there's an old and not particularly good joke. Just level set.
That's never stopped me.
You want to? So, Rabbi Cosgrove, what's the rabbi's favorite holiday? This is the bad joke part. It's a holiday that just happened this week. What's the rabbi's favorite holiday?
I'm assuming the announcement of the new month of Cheshvan.
That's right, Rosh Chodesh Cheshvan. Rosh Chodesh Cheshvan, the new month that we just started, which is, why is it a rabbi's favorite holiday? Because there's no holidays in it. You've heard this one before. Okay. It's even known in Hebrew as Mar Cheshvan. Bitter Cheshvan. The rabbis say it's bitter because it doesn't have any holidays in it. But that's not really why it's called Mar Cheshvan. It's probably the way that the Hebrew was meant to be Yarech Shmona, meaning it's the 8th month. The 8th month of the year, and that phrase turns into, through different linguistic forms called lineation and metathesis, and Professor Levine's not here to explain it to us, so we're going to leave it at that. It turns into Mar Cheshvan, but it really just means the 8th month. And along come the rabbis and tell this month, well, you must be bitter because you don't have any holidays. No one asked Cheshvan if it felt bad that it had no holidays in it. And I love this month, not just because it has no holidays in it and we can, get back to work, but because of this fact. Cheshvan, when I think of it, Mar Cheshvan is about owning who we are and not letting someone else tell us how we're supposed to feel. Oh, you must be bitter because you have no holidays. No, that's not what it is. Now, and it fits right into the holiday cycle. Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, those tell us not only that we can change, but in fact we probably should. There are things about us that we'd like to do better in the next year, and those holidays tell us it's time to do that. But afterwards, once we go through the cycle, we know we're working on our Yom Kippur things, and we get to Cheshvan, and we get to just be. And we get to say, I'm okay with who I am in this. I'm going to change the things I want to change. But just because you misunderstand my title or you think something about me, I don't have to be that. I get to be what I want. And we get to take even some joy in that. In this month of peace and this month of rest, this month of just getting to be with the people we want, where we want, who we want. That's what Mar Cheshvan is all about. So in this moment here, as we go into Lecha Dodi, just after Rosh Chodesh Cheshvan, this moment is one where we take great joy in being who we are. We take a little rest in being who we're going to change. We will, I promise. Okay, fine. But for now, Mar Cheshvan or not, we just are who we are, and let's find a little bit of joy in being ourselves. We turn to Lecha Dodi on page 23.
Shmo לשמו תפארת ולתהילה. שבת לכו ונלכה, כי מקור הברכה מראש מקדם נצוחה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. ימין ושמאל תפרוצי, ואת אדוני תריצי, אל יריש בן פרצי, ונשמחה שלום עטרת פעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי
Take a moment and greet the people around you. Wish them a Shabbat Shalom. If you're joining us from afar, send someone a text, an email. Say Shabbat Shalom to someone in your life. All right, you may be seated. We continue with the Psalm for Shabbat on page 28. Page 28.
שתולי
As we conclude Kabbalat Shabbat, we are well aware of the blessings in our life. If you have one of your children nearby you, either here in the sanctuary or at home, then bring them close right now. I want to wish Mazal Tov to Rachel and Brian Freed, the newest member of the Park Avenue family, on the birth of Maxwell Freed. Mazel Tov to the family. If you are if you unmask in my presence at home, then you are cordially invited up here. You can unmask at home as you can unmask here. And we give our children a blessing. Yasimcha Elohim ke'Ephraim echi Menashe. May God make you like Ephraim and Menashe. Yasimech Elohim kesar Rivka Rachel v'Leah. May God make you like Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah. Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichuneka. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God bless you and keep you. May God's light shine in you and be gracious unto you. May God grant you all good things, especially shalom, peace. Amen.
Amen. לדור ודור נגיד תוד לך. לדור ודור we protect this chain from generation to generation. לדור ודור these lips will praise your name.
We gather our blessings. We also gather our prayers. We know that there are many in our community, in our families, perhaps we ourselves, who are in need of prayers for healing and recovery. I think of so many people right now who have been fighting illness of body, illness of the soul, who are in need of our prayers, who receive news that makes us think of them. There are two particular names who are quite literally in the ICUs right now, fighting in the most desperate ways. Eliezer ben Ramon HaKohen, as well as Bracha Nechama bat Harav Shabbatai Shraga Vechashya. And certainly if there's a person in your heart that you would like to have included in a prayer for healing or recovery, I invite you, if you're able, to please rise at your seats, as well as those at home. We keep those people in our hearts and pray for their recovery with a prayer for healing from the cantor. Refuah Shlema, a full and speedy recovery. You may be seated. At this time, we pause to recall those who are always in our hearts, especially the week of their yahrzeits. I'm missing my list here. Maddie, can I have that blue folder right there? Oh, it's up here? Thank you, Rabbi. We Want to extend our condolences to Phyllis Kaplan Katz and to Bernard on the passing of Susan Block, who was laid to rest this past week. May her memory be for a blessing. May the family find comfort amongst the mourners of Zion and Jerusalem. I saw Glenn Suho here. Is Glenn, are you still here? Glenn, I want to welcome you into our community. This week, this morning actually, you honored the memory of your beloved mother, Clara Suho. Clara was a woman who I will always remember as having greeted me so warmly when I first arrived in the community, a woman of profound elegance externally and even more internally. May her memory be for a blessing to you. May you find comfort and continued comfort in this sanctuary now and always, Glenn. We also recall the following loved ones always in our hearts, especially this the week of their yahrzeit: Joyce Adashko, Phyllis Adler, Murray Altfeld, Luis Barnett, Denise Barreto, Morris Bass, Hannah Berman, Gerald Bessinger, Doris Braun, Saul Chero, William Cooper, Manya Cooper, Max Davidowitz, Abraham Denberg, Leon Ettinger, Sandy Fisher-Cass, Sidney Fuchs, Marcus Glass, Pauline Glassall, Richard Gliedman, Dave Graber, Katie Hahn, Paul Hahn, Julius Kahn, Abraham Cantor, Dora Katz, Michelle Kext, Henry Kirstein, Joseph Levenglick, Muriel Loeb, Dorothy Match, Matilda Miller, Avraham Moisey, Ann Mortman, Drazel Penberg, Libby Rich, Imre Rosenthal, Bertha Saper, Irving Schlesinger, Marvin Shub, Emily Seltzer, Paul Shalita, Isidore Shapiro, Sheldon Siegel, Michael Tarsh, Michael Teitcher, Sylvia Toll, Nathaniel Usdan, Murray Warshavsky, and Robert Weiss. If you are observing a Kaddish of a loved one, I invite you to please rise on page 30, Mourner's Kaddish, page 30. Yit Kadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah, Be'alma divrach Yerutei ve'amlich malchutei, B'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala uvizman kari v'imru Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabba Mavorach Leolam Olmei Olmaya. Yit Barach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yitale v'yitalal Shmei dekudasha brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tush bechata b'nechamata da'amiran be'alma v'imru Amen. Yehei Shlama Rabba min Shemaya v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Oseh Shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh Shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru Amen. We all rise. We're on page 39. The evening service begins with Baruch Hu.
ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו, אל חי וקיים, תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד, ברוך אתה אדוני, המעריב הרבים. Page 40, אהבת עולם ישראל. לאהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים, ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל, שמו ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם מאוד על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. Continue with the paragraphs of the Shema. Adonai Elohechem Emet. We turn to page 44 as we prepare for Micha Mocha. ומלכותו ברצון קיבלו עליהם משה מרים ובני ישראל, לך אנו שירה בשמחה רבה ואמרו כולם. מי כמוך פעילים אדוני, מי כמוך פעילים, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, מי כמוך נהדר, נורא תהילות, אוסף אלה, אוסף אלה, נורא תהילות, אוסף אלה, אוסף אלה, מלכותך רב פניך, בוקע ים לפני משה, זה אלי, זה אלי, זה אלי, ענו ואמרו, אדוני עמו, לעולם ועד. אדוני עמו, לעולם ועד. מי כמוך, מי כמוך פעילים אדוני, מי כמוך פעילים, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש. ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
Shabbat Shalom. Just a moment, we are going to turn, a rabbinic moment that is, we are going to turn to page 45 for Hashkivenu. We're going to pray for peace, for shalom. In the first line and in the last line, We're going to ask God to spread over us a sukkah of shalom. And when you think of shalom, peace, what do you think of? Do you think of a world where everyone sings the same melody? Do you think of a world where everyone agrees with each other? Do you think of a world of shalom must be a world where there's only one religion? When we imagine what shalom means, do we think of some sort of John Lennon moment where all of our differences are elided and we all just kind of are one? What is your image of shalom when we pray for shlemut, the notion of wholeness, as we will momentarily in Hashkivenu? I want to present to you, by way of the Torah reading, a very different notion of what it means to ask God for peace. When we encounter in tomorrow's Torah reading the Tower of Babel story, traditionally we understand that story as a story of hubris, right? All these stories in the first chapters of Genesis, the fancy way of saying it is they're etiologies. They explain how the world is and how it came to be, why snakes have no legs, why women experience pain in childbirth, and why, even though we know right from wrong, we continue to choose wrong. That's a point of these stories. And so this story is a story of a group of people who came together and they built a tower, hoping to reach the heavens, the Tower of Babel. And what did God do? What did God do? Well, interestingly, God didn't destroy the tower. And even though clearly those who did build the tower did something wrong, not every story of these creation stories necessarily needs to be read as a punishment, right? When Adam and Eve left the garden, it's only then that they began their lives together. So too at this moment, there is a counter-narrative to reading the story of the Tower of Babel, that it's not so much about human hubris, but it's actually a story about how multiplicity of languages came about. Because God saw what everyone was doing when they thought themselves to be echad, Eitzah echad, one plan, and God dispersed them geographically, linguistically, and otherwise in order to become many. And so we understand the Tower of Babel story perhaps as a punishment, but perhaps we can just read it as an explanation of how humanity came to be diffuse and diverse, of different language, of different land, of different religion, of all the various differences that make us. And the story of Abraham that we're going to encounter next week is how one particular group of people, not to the exclusion of any other, came about to be, and that we all need to figure out a way to get along in all our differences. So what are the implications of looking at the world this way? If the point of creation is not to create uniformity, but if the point of creation is to create multiplicity of religions, multiplicity of viewpoints, multiplicity of everything, well, now how do you see the world? That means that that person who practices a faith different than you, that's actually part of God's creation. That was the divine intent. It's a fabulous and fascinating idea. What about that person who believes different political views as you? That person's also part of God's plans. What about that person who just bugs you? Well, sees the world differently than you, is a contrarian. Well, that person's also part of God's plan. And that the point of creation is not to come to some notion of echad, right, one, because to be one is something that only belongs to Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad, but shalom is actually to embrace this notion of human diversity, that is God's creation, that is God's point, to figure out a way, as the prophet Micah taught, that we can all sit under our own vine trees in peace, even acknowledging difference. Because at the end of the day, the sign of peace that God gives to Noah at the end of the flood is a what? A keshet, a rainbow. And what do we all know a good rainbow has?
The promise of no more floods.
Lots and lots of colors. And so on this Shabbat, on this Hashkivenu, as we pray for peace, let's make room for ideas, for people, for faiths that are a little different than our own, and know that that is the purpose and point of God's creation. Hashkivenu, page 45.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom, leshalom, ve'ha'amidenu malkeinu lechayim. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom, leshalom, ve'ha'amidenu malkeinu lechayim. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, shlomecha. Ushmor tzedenu avoinu lechaim shalom me'ata ve'ad olam. Ufros aleinu sukat shalomecha, baruch ata Adonai, hapores sukat shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. Please rise if you are able. We turn to page 46 as we sanctify the Shabbat. Ve'shameru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי 6 ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל ואלמד דברי קירותי והמליך מלכותי בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל בגלה ובזמן הקריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבם מברך לעלם ולעלמי עלמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי קודשה בריחו לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן.
Let's take a few moments for our silent meditations. They begin on page 47. They go to page 52. The Hebrew, the English, the words on the page, the words on our hearts. Go at your own pace. You may be seated as you conclude.
kirutev v'yamlich malchutev b'chayachon v'yamachon v'chayir chol beit Yisrael v'agalau izman kariv v'imru amen yesh mei rabba mevarach le'alam u'le'almei almaya יתברך וישבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי לקודשה פריחו לעילא מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תשבחתה ונחמתה תמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן תתקבל צאן ובערונתך ישראל קודם עווני ושמיה ואמרו אמן יהי שם הרבה מן שמיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן עושה שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ואל כל ישראל ואל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו אמן amen.
All right. We are now going to turn to page 55. If you're able, I invite you to please rise. It is a pleasure to invite our B'nai Mitzvah, Brody Fleischer and Jordan Zim, to the Bima to lead us in Kiddush, page 55.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher hishanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu b'shabbat kodsho b'hava uvratzon hihilanu zikaron l'maaseh b'reishit ki hu yom tehillah למקראי קודש, זכר ליאת מצרים. קיוונו בחרת אבותינו קידשה מכל העמים, ושבת קודשך באהבה ורצון הנהלתנו. Baruch atah Adonai Mikadesh HaShabbat.
How's it? It's not. Thank you very much, Jordan. Thank you so much, Brody. Thank you so much, Mazal Tov. Guys, we cannot wait to celebrate more with you tomorrow. You can have a seat. I invite everyone to please remain standing as the ark is opened on page 56, Aleinu.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה לייצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. כי המלכות שלך היא ומאות תמלוך בכבוד, ככתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
You may be seated. Cantor, I should have said there was another holiday this week, and that is that Cantor Reisner joined the clergy team at Park Avenue Synagogue. Woo! Look at the applause. Thunderous applause for those of you at home. Thunderous. Cantor Reisner. Many people here might remember you as the cantorial intern here with a different name, because you were then cantorial intern Ariel Green. Now Cantor Ariel Reisner. We are so happy to have you back on the bima here and to have you on the clergy team at Park Avenue Synagogue. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Well, here, yes, you can go. Thank you so much, Cantor. We now turn in our Sidurim as we conclude our service. We are on page 58, the Mourner's Kaddish Kaddish Yatom. If you are in a period of mourning or if you're observing a yard site, I invite you please to rise wherever you are as we all say the Mourner's Kaddish here at page 58, Kaddish Yatom. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kari v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam u'almei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, V'yitadar, v'yitale, v'yithalal, shemei kudsha brichu. Leila min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiram be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. You may be seated. Shabbat Shalom. So nice to have everyone here with us this evening. Is it anyone's first time here at Park Avenue Synagogue, or I should say, first time in person here at Park Avenue Synagogue? Yes? Well, welcome. Where are you visiting us from? Well, welcome from Washington, D.C. It's nice to have you. I saw this. Yes. Where are you visiting from? Inga, it's nice to see you. Hi, this is the first time we've seen in person. Oh, stay right there. I'll be there in a second. Dave, nice to see you guys. Welcome from Connecticut. Oh, no, how so far away. Sorry. Did anyone just get back from college? Maybe? Is it anyone just here for the first? Yeah? Oh, Maddie Cosgrove. Nice to see you. Where are you visiting us from? From? Hey, go Bears, I think, right? Go Brown. All right. And from? Also, I was going to say also Brown. All right. Exotic. Enjoy your break, guys, and parents enjoy having kids here. It is so good to have all of you with us tonight. So first and foremost, thank you, Cantor Davis, for leading our services so beautifully this evening and for all that you do for our community. Thank you. Shabbat Shalom. Rabbi Cosgrove, thank you for your words of Torah and your leadership of our community and all that you do. Shabbat Shalom to you. David Enlow, to our entire ensemble, guys, thank you so much for being here every week, making amazing music with us all. Thank you so much. Ross Abelow, thank you for running the services and making sure everything actually, happens. And to everyone, Redgate, thank you for making sure that and Oscar, thank you that make sure that these services can be seen by so many people. Jordan, how you feeling? It's not so bad, right? Yeah, it's going to be great. You're going to be really happy. Yeah? Good? Brody? Okay, so Brody, Mazal Tov, we cannot wait to celebrate with you and with your parents, everyone, the Fleischers, all of you guys, nice to see you. And to the Zims, of course, also nice to see you. And Mazal Tov, guys, we can't wait to celebrate with you tomorrow. A few announcements, because of course there are announcements. Sorry, I lost my spot though. So, Oh, PAS Connect. Are you guys ready? Have you downloaded PAS Connect yet? Yeah? Maddie, did you download PAS Connect? Yep. Okay. Everyone at Brown, it's the talk of campus, is this new app. So, PAS Connect, friends, if you have not downloaded it, download it now. You might be watching us on PAS Connect right now. It'd be great if you were. There's content, there's sermons, there's classes, there's who doesn't want to sit back at the end of the day, Jordan, and watch a class from Park Avenue Synagogue, right? Brody has downloaded everything already and watches us all the time. So there's sermons, there's classes, there's tons of things. PAS Connect, please download it. This is really great. On Tuesday, October 12th, we are going to kick off our fall lecture series with Rebuilding a New New York City. A new New York City. With Daniel Doctoroff and Rabbi Cosgrove, we'll discuss what it means to rebuild New York and foster a more inclusive, accessible, and just city emerging from the pandemic. You can participate, this is awesome, in person or online. Registration and details are on the website. There has been a start of all of our drop-in classes began this week. So whether you want to learn Talmud on Wednesdays or Talmud on Fridays or essential essays on Tuesdays or modern conservative something thought on also Tuesdays, there's lots of classes online or in person. We'd love to have you. Last but not least, 2 amazing returns. Jed, will you hold up, please, for you, the amazing, the return of, hold up, there we go, the This Week at PAS, yes, in paper. So check out all of the amazing things that we have going on. If you're here, if you're visiting us via live stream, they're online. You can find all of the things there. And last but not least, tomorrow morning, also the return to Kiddush on the roof of the synagogue. So if you're here after shul, we would love to greet you warmly tonight as people leave out in the lobby and beyond, and tomorrow up at Kiddush after services. All right. Did I forget anything? I can't imagine that I did. So we are going to conclude. Thank you all for being here once again. Shabbat Shalom. We're going to conclude with Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Asharet, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Asharet, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech Malachei Amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom.